Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. This is All Rounder, episode number 33. Real quick before we get started, on our 1st of April, first chance to set ourselves up for a contract for next season. Quick programming announcement. No change to the schedule or anything like that, but I did upgrade some equipment, and I want you to let me know in the comments below if things are good or whether you want some minor adjustments to be made. The change being, I have the same microphone that I had, but I went ahead and got a full-blown boom for it. So I have the control arm that brings the microphone off my table that was a couple feet away and tucked in, protected from the noise of the daycare below, but it brings it up right in front of my mouth with windscreen and everything. So let me know if the settings are good or whether you'd like some minor adjustments to that. I've already turned it down quite a bit, and at least visually the audio is reading in well, but it's up to you. All right, now with that, let's get to this. So this is our all-rounder. It is that Pro Cyclist mode, and it looks like we have the chance to go all the way to World Tour now for next season. As a 72 overall, we are beginning to hit the radar of the lower teams in the World Tour. As an American rider, Trek Segafredo would be an obvious choice if we were to go that direction. They're willing to give us 84 points. It's a 4-star team already. They do have a little bit of interest, so it's certainly not a bad thing. However, I know that we're not ready for that. We very much should be staying in Continental Pro. So looking at the Continental Pro teams, Astana, Movistar, no way. I'm afraid that they're going to rebound, yo-yo, go back to World Tour status. So I wouldn't even think about that. And that leaves me with 6 choices. Current plus 5. Now, Beat, our current team, they love me. Oh my goodness, they adore me. They want to give me 260 points to stay with them for next season. For me, that makes a lot of sense. For one thing, Luke Rowe, Mobach, and Rusin all coming back. So my points are going to go into one of these 5 teams as an alternative. But there's a good chance I'm going to stay put. SCG, Gegenhardt. I would love to ride alongside Gegenhardt. For me, that makes perfect sense. I've ridden with Wanty Group Gobert, and was that in 2019? I think we rode with them last year. It might have been 2018, though. W52, FC Porto, Mats Pedersen. That's a hell of a team leader, but also similar to me in that he's more of a breakaway rider than anything else. I mean, he's elite breakaway rider. There's only a couple that can even come close to matching him around the world, but not very good for my role. I'd be playing teammate a lot and not getting to break away anywhere near as much. Direct Energy, I think, is the only other natural choice. Alexi Viermos and Rui Costa are there. Not exactly their best. So for me, I think we're kind of looking at these bottom 2, which would help us, retain that position Continental Pro anyway. So Wales, Mertens, what are we looking at for these guys? It's not showing me. Personally, Gegenhardt is a rider that I really, really respect, and I'm quite high on Gegenhardt. I don't think he gets enough respect around the sport, and that keeps us almost equivalent to where I'm at right now with Beat. So we'll go ahead and invest there. Most likely, we'll just stay put. All right, so I'm at Dwars, Vlaanderen. Big race, big classic. Long ways to go. The real action doesn't pick up till late, but we're already experiencing a good amount of action now. Though, of course, the moment I go live, well, the situation is beginning to change, at least slightly. So the field was chasing the break pretty hard. We had a group of 4 and then a group of 2 in the no man's land following them, trying to catch up. But the peloton was chasing pretty hard. It was holding at 1.5 minutes to the front 4 riders. It's now out to 2:15. We haven't lifted tempo much at all. One of those 2 riders was able to bridge the gap. The other one, too fatigued, is falling back a bit. And we're still just at a hair over 2 minutes. So my task for today is to spend 60 kilometers in the break, but as puncher, so later on. So 60 kilometers in the last 120k. You can see we have 114k to go now. We have just entered that window where I would begin earning credit. Gap's a little too far out to try to chase down those front 5 right now, so let's speed things up for a little bit. The first of the punchy climbs, short punchy climbs, come up here in a little while. It's a pretty long classic today, but not ridiculously long. There are much longer ones than this. I do have a fitness peak going right now, and with that a +3 race day condition, so that's pretty solid. That brings my mountain up to a 70, my flat to a 79. My cobble, still not good, but at 69, it's a bit more tolerable. Sprint and acceleration, almost 70 each. Stamina, 75. Resistance, up to a 74. So, looking pretty good compared to what I normally am. Of course, I'm up against a lot of really strong riders, so I'm not expecting any big results, and you do have a couple cobbled sections pretty late in this thing, and in order to complete the team objective, they do want me to try to break away. But those 5 riders, well, they're down to 1:45. Actually, there's catching sight of them there. That would almost have been a time to try to go and bridge that gap, but you can see fatigue already setting its way into the field a bit, going under 80 kilometers to go. If I don't break away soon, I'm going to have to then just ride for the stage, which I do have 2 support riders. So that is an option. Never mind the breakaway, I'm not going to get points there, but go for, squeezing out a top 10 or something, and I can get points for that. They are expecting a result. Breakaway, it's down to 1.5 minutes, so we are getting close if I'm going to go. We're hitting that same climb again, looping it second time, and it's down to 1:15. And just over 60k. But now as I go under that mark, I think I need to just hang on and go for the best result I can, because I'm already running out of kilometers to get credit. Van Roy has withdrawn after crashing out there, and we hit our first cobbled section. It's a short one. Second cobbled section already. Nice downhill, no problem there. And we're going to get a third one. This one uphill, but it's short. And I'm at the front. Alright, we're good. Full peloton together. Nobody has been dropped yet. Those 5 riders, their gap is shrinking. Now the field's beginning to split apart. Be fantastic if this holds, because I'm in a group of 51 and there's 4 of us from the team here. That's coming back together, and more riders moving to the front. Couple of hills coming. 40 seconds to the break. Up the effort a little bit to make sure we're not slipping backwards. It's 38 kilometers, so this is where we can definitely expect the action to begin.
Survival of the fittest, and evolution doesn't seem to favor those in the rear. There's a growing list of riders left behind. A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
All right, next climb, 1.5K, 6%. And here's that big acceleration beginning. Holding position near the front. Down to 3 riders off the front. 2 riders off the front. and just 41 in the current makeup of the peloton. And we are coming up on a cobbled section.
The weather plays a vital role in any race.
It's a big one.
The cobbled section, its contribution can be vital.
I'm going to go ahead and use that sneak so I don't get caught behind any riders going back. You can see I'm still losing pace anyway because of my cobble rating. Alright, start to back off a little bit. I don't need that red bar right now. Do need that position. Vermeltfort is the only one here any longer, and because he's the only one here any longer, I've lost my status. He is now the team leader. So I was secondary team leader. New breakaway, 3 riders going away. This is actually what I think the team's probably looking for me to do, is try to go with these guys. Nossen, Pollitt, Postelberger, Oss, chasing it down though, so those guys aren't going anywhere. Not sure why he's chasing it down. One of his teammates is among those 3 riders off the front.
We've got 15 kilometers.
Vermeltfort is really struggling right now, so there's 28 of us chasing those 3. I'm actually really starting to like my chances for a decent result.
The team leader is falling behind.
It's a total of 31 riders, and if there are 10 or so similar to Vermeltfort, I'm already looking at a top 20. All right, here we go. Cobbled section.
There's now just 10 kilometers left.
Little uphill. It's short. And it was only a 1 star. It's all back together. Acceleration over that little hill.
Again, an attack is launched. The group has to break up.
5 getting away.
Sprinters are positioning themselves up front.
I think one of these times I need to try to go with one of these groups. I actually might be getting credit for kilometers right now, as there's only 31 of us.
The riders have to have their wits about them on
3-star section, 800 meters.
What's going to happen on cobblestones?
Burning through a little bit of energy here, but making sure we hold our position, and we're good. Okay, watch for that next attack.
There are just 5 kilometers left.
Okay, there was the next attack, but they immediately sit up, so no reason for me to attack either. It's 4K to go to the finish. Holy cow. Okay. This is it, folks. 3.5K to go.
A rider has just suffered a
2.5K to go. Here comes an acceleration. Bonici. 1.9.
He's going for victory.
1.6. Slightly technical. Please left. Hand turn. I've got the front. I'm going to hold it through the lead through here and to the line. Can we hold it? There goes the energy, and there goes the win. Are you kidding me? I just won. Dwars, Vlaanderen, my second World Tour victory in only, what, 3, 4 appearances ever? All because of a little fitness peak. This is absolutely insane. I am completely in awe of what we have pulled off so far. Now, I've been playing this game for a lot of years, and winning is not the hardest thing to do. But this is the first year that I've gone to the highest difficulty setting. This is also that first year, that first opportunity where I've set myself up for a series, at least in Pro Cyclist mode. I've done a couple tough career mode setups, but I've never done a Pro Cyclist setup where my rider is so bad in comparison to everyone else. I know we have a 72 average, but most of that is simply tied up into flat and downhill. A Barrador means literally nothing in Pro Cyclist mode, or your team in career mode. So I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing here, and getting these 2 wins is crazy. I mean, this is absolutely crazy, and this is going to build my profile massively. I might not have ridden away for 60 kilometers, but my team has got to be thrilled by this, right? They didn't care so much on that last one.
And here are the race highlights that we've selected for you.
Cavagna took second. De Gent fourth. Pollitt. Bonifazio only 7th. He must have been really low on energy. Vermeltfort took 13th, and you saw that he was down to nothing. So if he's taken 13th, then a lot of guys were very, very fatigued there. So it's quite fortunate to have good, strong positioning and sit on, and never really got caught in a position where I had to expend much energy at all to keep position. I think mostly that win came from being one of the only, if not the only rider that still had energy at the end. So we get a bad evaluation. However, we win the race. So that's worth 33 points. Under 60 from our next level, but it's also the 1st of April, so we just had the turn of the month bonus. Nothing for at least a week here. Let's go ahead and push forward. So it's stage 1 at the presidential tour of Turkey.
Look out, he's breaking
6-stage race. Should be a good opportunity, but I am in the strangest of situations right now. I have only a single teammate here. Our team is overloaded and unable to do what you're supposed to do at a race. You know, field a team. So the only teammate here, Havoc, is one of the lowest rated riders on our entire team. But Havoc is the leader right now because he is a sprinter. And it's a sprint stage. And even though I have a 72 sprint today, which is probably higher than his, I'm a Barrador. He's a sprinter. So he gets precedence, and I have to work for him. Well, the 25 kilometers is not much, will not take long. I'm going to speed through that. And then I'll ride for myself at the end of the stage. And Havoc, who's on a -2, he is about to hit a fitness peak, but if he's being given leadership status, then I'm kind of stuck on what to do from there. Now let's see if we can force the team's hand to choose me over him. $5K from our second KOM point. I'm going to go ahead and attack. Reason being,
We've got 15
I want the KOM.
line. He broke from the pack like a greyhound. The little promenade is
That didn't last long. Let's see if we can break away again here. 1K to go to the top, and I'm being chased. So let's just try to see if we can go over the top first or second. Okay, I was second over the top. Logan Owen and Payer went over first.
10 kilometers to the
I do have 3 points though. The reason why is there was only a single rider left in the break the first time we went over the climb, and I went over second, leading the field. So I've got 3 points total, equal on top of the KOM currently. I also went through third at the sprint point, so I've already got a 1 second buffer there, and we're starting to see some riders attack here late on in this one. 2K to go. This is that time to get out in front. There's that sprint. I'm definitely not taking a top 3 on this one. Mezgec gets it. Alright, so we've got a breakaway with a sizable gap. It was 3.5 minutes from him to the field. But as he has been riding solo for a long time here, I'm going to challenge him as we come up 1K to the top of the climb. I think he might just get there first, but let's see if we can beat him. Either way, we can get there with him at least and ride with him after. So the reason why is I want the KOM points. And there you go. We're into it. We're going to ride with him for a little bit. Get myself some water. I tried to go for that sprint point early on, but all the sprinters were going for it, so that didn't go so well. But I now have 5 points. I'm going to sit up for a little bit. We're out to 4 minutes and 40 seconds, so I will take this opportunity to recover. If that gap starts to cut back significantly all of a sudden, then I'll sit up. Escara has not pushed too hard. He's not shoulder bobbing, so I think he's okay on energy. Let's try to get a look. He's got plenty of stamina anyway. I'll have to try again in a little bit.
The pack is beginning to cut the lead.
Alright, so 3 minutes, 50 seconds. Not worried about that. I'm just here for KOM points. and then I'll drop back to the field because my job today is not to go into the break. So 3 minutes, 40 seconds. 3:38. I'm going to have to start riding. I do have, unfortunately, a -3 race day condition. Reason being for this one is that my fitness peak ended yesterday. So even though I should be on a net 0, that seems to be kind of the go-to. The fitness peak ends and it becomes crash instantly. I don't know if there's something in the algorithm for that. I think he went too early. Oh, yes, he did. I got him. I think I got him. We won't know until enough other riders get over the top, but I will just sit on now. I'm not going to work at all. I'll take myself back into the peloton and then work for the finish. Now, a near 5-minute gap is nice, and it gives us the tiniest chance. Okay, well, I have 11 points. Picked up 5, so I do think that was enough. 6 points. Yes, I did go over the top first. So I got all 6 points on that Cat 2 climb. Owen is definitely going for the jersey, so I gotta watch out for him. He's much punchier and a much better climber than I am.
You've just got to hang on.
Alright, well, I'm at full strength. I might as well work a little, right? I'm going to run the risk that he attacks me here, but I'm not too worried about it. I am contributing. We'll just try to keep our effort in the happy zone as we speed along. We're down to 2 minutes 45 seconds, so the field is definitely chasing us down. It's a sizable gap. It's definitely a sizable gap, and we are now under 60 kilometers from the finish. Now, if they definitely start getting close, 45k to go, under 2 minutes. If they really start getting close, then I think it'll be a good idea to just sit up and go back to the group so I still have energy for the finish. So I am sitting 4th overall right now. Minute 7, 24k to go. 50 seconds though. That part's not looking so good. 45 seconds. 35 seconds. No, I think they're coming much too fast. And Ezquerra's not working. Do I attack him or do I go back to the group? He's not working. Okay, I'm going to sit up. Save my energy for the finish. Not that I have a whole lot left.
Surrendered. The pack gave them no chance.
Just 86 riders in the field. We're not the only team that came here shorthanded. It looks like the calendar was packed too heavily, and a lot of teams were unable to bring a complete team to this race. Now we do have a little bit of a climb here, and the climb is more important than the finish. I want to stay in the group and stay in contention, so I'm going to gel up early. $2K, and we're already seeing an attack from these guys. This uphill's not that bad, actually. Jumbo Visma for the win. I think it's Koish, and I thought that Koish was a regen. He's 19 or 20. Doesn't have the picture on here. Somebody mentioned in the comments that it is a real rider.
The race highlights that we've selected for you.
The uphill wasn't that bad, and if I had the energy, possibly if I had that +3 that we had the other day, I might have been able to do something with that, but I do not lose time, so that's the important part here, because that's going to leave me high up the standings. I do drop 2 positions to 6th. Only 6 riders have gained any sort of time. But there we are with a 4-point lead in the KOM. now third in the under 25s. And we're apparently the only team with too few riders here to be considered anything. I wouldn't be surprised if Burgos, if they're that low, losing time already, then they probably only have about 3 or 4 riders here. We do get exceptional, and the KOM is now starting to pick up some points for us. So there's 13 in that one, now 35 away from another level. So we're making good progress. 4 stages still to go. We're going to get into those 4 stages with our next episode. That's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. Nice. 17th in the Continental rankings, but 10th in the Super Prestige. Where are we in the World Tour rankings? I've only done 3 races, but I'm 20th because I've won 2 of them. That's next level right there. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Wear your masks. And bye for now.